So overview of lecture 1. In this lecture we'll study the history of pharmacology, chemotherapy and toxicology. These are our 3 subjects. In pharmacology, we further divide this history into 2 parts. One is your ancient history and one is your modern history. Ancient history can be remembered by simple trick: ice, Greek, German. This is the basic tips or trick to remember the ancient history. So if we divide the period of ancient history into 2 parts, that is BC or AD, then we can put first I for India, that is your Ayurveda, that is around 4000 to 5000 BC. After this, C for China, where the first written is 2700 BC. After this, we have Egyptian text, E for Egypt. The first Egyptian text is Kahun Papyrus and Ebers, second is Ebers Papyrus, and this was written around 2000 BC and it was written 1550. So after this Egyptian history, what comes? Greek history. In Greek history, the first man, that was Hippocrates, and second was Aristotle, third is Theophrastus, and once the birth of Jesus Christ, then comes AD. This is the AD period, where there are 2 Greek scientists, one is Galen and another is Dioscoride, Pedanius Dioscoride. After this, the last period is Germany. Last is Germany. So in this Germany, here there is Cordus, Valerius Cordus. So this is the ancient history which start with the India, that is Ayurveda period, 5000 BC. Then Chinese. In case of Chinese, there is one great Pen Sao. It was written around 2700 BC. Then Egypt period, that is Kahun Papyrus 2000 and Ebers Papyrus is 1550. Greek period, there are total 5 scientists. 3 comes in BC period and 2 comes in AD period. They are Hippocrates, Aristotle and his student Theophrastus, Galen and Dioscoride. These 2 are remembered based on their contribution of compilation of first pharmacopoeia, and this Dioscoride is remembered as compilation of first materia medica. So this is all about history of pharmacology in the ancient time. If we see the modern time, then the trick is MBBS. In case of MBBS, these two scientists, that is your Magendie and Bernard, these two scientists were physiologists, and these two scientists, they were pharmacologists. Their origin was French origin and their origin was German. In case of modern pharmacology means it was started with experiment on animals. So these two were physiologists and these two were pharmacologists. French origin, German origin. This Bernard was a student of Magendie, and Schmidberg and Buckim, it was student of pharmacologist Buckim. Then this Schmidberg had 100 plus students, out of which will study Abel, the father of American pharmacology, and number 2 is Langley. So this is about modern pharmacology history. Then chemotherapy and toxicology. There is one in toxicology and 3 scientists in chemotherapy. So chemotherapy, there is contribution of these 3 scientists, that is D is your Domecq, which is related with the history of first sulfonamide, E for Ehrlich, that is the father of chemotherapy, and F is your Fleming, discovery of penicillin group of antibiotics. In toxicology, only one, that is Paracelsus. So this is the basic overview of history of pharmacology, chemotherapy and toxicology, where we started with pharmacology in ancient time and in modern time. In ancient time, the trick was Ice, Greek, German. Ice, Greek, German. In modern time, the trick to remember is MBBS, and rest are the student of this S, that is Abel and Langley. ICE stand for India, China and Egypt. From India, this is your Ayurveda history. Chinese is Pen Sao, that is the great herbal materia medica. Egypt, there are 2 papers, one is KP, one is EP, Kahun paper and Ebers paper. And in Greek, there is HATGPD. Hippocrates, father of medicine. Then Aristotle, Theophrastus, father of pharmacology, Galen and Dioscoride. In case of German, there is only one, it was Cordas. So this is all about history of pharmacology, chemo and toxicology overview.